Welcome back to the Snapback Podcast with Big Q, Jake Riley, and Envy. If you've got a suggestion for an upcoming episode or a potential conversation starter, leave it down in the comments section below, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to the Snapback Podcast on YouTube, and don't forget to like our Facebook page. This episode is brought to you by the Granite State Wolves. Be more than you are now with simple training and life-saving life preservation tactics and courses on their website on Squarespace. Please visit granitestatewolves.com. Be a part of the pack, and let's become a howl together. Also brought to you by Teespring. Unleash your creativity with teespring.com. Let's get back to the Snapback Podcast on YouTube. This is Cholo. It's Cholo, Big Q, Jake Riley, and Envy on the Snapback Podcast on fucking YouTube and Facebook. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow on Facebook. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about fatherhood. God, we made it. We're back. Jake, any notes on God?
Yeah. It's called the Bible.
I was going to say...
Read it. That's the notes.
Okay.
Read it.
Those are a lot of notes. I ain't taking any notes close to that amount. Fuck that. Do you know how many times it's been rewritten, dude? That's like green eggs and ham in like 7 different languages.
Yeah, not really.
I don't speak Latin. I'm not going to be like vibrating at a different frequency.
Listen, what's wrong with the green eggs and ham book?
I don't want people to be eating bad food. If it doesn't
I do not like them, Sam. I am.
Green chicken?
No.
That's not
normal.
See your reaction.
That's not normal.
I know it's not normal. Neither are green eggs and ham. Bitch, no, like they get real mad about it. Seriously?
It's a kid's book.
Yeah, to me, it's a life story. No, fatherhood. Do you want me to open the conversation?
Yes.
Yeah, you've been a father for the longest.
Technically, yeah. Guys, I'm so sorry. It was...
Just kind of give us a rundown of
It was a big bit. I'm sorry.
Your experience.
No, finding out I was a father...
Yeah.
Man, it got choppy fast. Okay. So it started with not knowing that she was pregnant, and she told everyone in her family and my family and not me for 2 weeks. I was the last person, even her coworkers, to find out that she was pregnant. The last person.
Ooh, that's not.
She was
good.
like, I was afraid you're gonna get mad. The only thing I wanted to be since I grew up was Arnold Schwarzenegger and a bodybuilder or a father since like 6 years old, and I wasn't mad. She's like, I thought you were gonna get mad and about having sex with you and trying to get you pregnant.
Right.
Since high school, being like, oh, I want to get you pregnant. I want to have a family with you. And she's like, I thought you were gonna get mad. I've been talking about going to the baseball game all week. What do you mean?
Right.
Yeah, I'm happy about it. I wanted a child. Which, shout out, she might even be pregnant the second time. I need to see if it's legit. I need paperwork.
Yeah. More Venables.
Yeah, we need that out here.
So how about like a little bit of your process, like through after you found out, and kind of like, you have a few highlights of, let's say, the pregnancy up to the
heroin. Mostly drugs, anything.
Having sex.
Yeah, with multiple partners, anywhere, anytime. Spreading my seed like a Viking.
That's what my dad did.
Whoa.
No, that's Dylan. Dylan's Viking.
Yeah, that's true. But he hasn't spread his seed yet.
Yes, he has. Wait.
No.
Yeah, he has.
No, one chick. And they have one together, I think. But no.
That one's not. I don't think that was his.
No, those aren't his. But we're talking about mine. It's really hard. We're talking about... We have to stay on subject. I'm so sorry. But no, after I found out, I was super happy. I was only a little bit nervous because it was so young. I was like 20, 21. And I wanted to have a child as early as possible for the simple fact that I wanted to grow with my kid. My idea was like, I'm 40, he'll be 20.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
That's a good age gap.
That's a great age gap.
Yeah.
My dad was like 35.
Because you're still young when he's...
Oh, exactly.
Right.
Even if I die early from something or some disease, it'll be, 45, 50?
Yeah.
That's still good 20 years together.
Right.
That's great. That's perfect. Like, enough so I can healthily, in my prime, take care of my son and make sure he's ready for the world by 20. That's a great gap.
Right.
When you had your kid, Jake, what was how did that happen? How did that go along?
Well, it was a shock.
Let's start with
I was
how old were you
I was
again, Jay?
15 when I found out I was going to be a dad.
And
It's fine. We got cameras.
and
Yeah, Eric, get him.
Yeah, shoot him from here, dude. Yeah, dude, immediate draw.
Couple 100 meters out, just get it,
You
arc
think he's
the-
yelling at himself? He's like, "You got this, yeah!"
150, maybe 200.
Yeah, I'd say 200.
Through the fence, easy,
Curves the ball like fucking Wanted.
easy. Hit circles around, hits me. The forest thing. Oh, you got a gash on your arm. Yeah, you got a gash on your arm.
so you were 15 years old.
I was 15.
And how terrified were you? I couldn't even imagine.
Man,
Like what?
Everyone takes that as terrified. I was excited.
Okay, but at
my-
15 years
fucking
old,
15,
yeah, I know.
at
but-
15, right? It's not. You know
I
what I
didn't
mean?
want kids. I never wanted kids when I was growing up. I was like, I don't want fucking
Really?
kids. No kids.
Wow.
He's even surprised you got laid.
I was, dude.
So how did that even go down?
was.
Like how did?
What happened was I had sex.
Okay, no, but I mean in
Unprotected
terms of.
sex.
Shh. Don't say the words.
And the sauce ended up.
Jake, I know,
In the-
I know,
in-
I
in
know.
the
But what I'm
desert.
saying
the
is,
sauce by your bed, Chick-fil-A.
what
Yeah.
Yeah.
in terms of like how it all went down, like in terms of how she told you, how'd she break it down to you like that?
One day she was like,
I'm
"Hey,
fucking pregnant.
No, but I mean just like
she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Like I haven't had my period. I'm gonna go to the clinic with my mom and I'm gonna get a test."
now when she said that, were you already like, oh?
I was like, oh. I was so fucking nervous.
And then she came back.
And
I
she's
was, I was
like-
choking it back for like 3 days. There's no way she's not pregnant. I'm surprised it didn't come out of her ears. She was like one of those stress dolls that you squeeze and shit comes out of every orifice.
yeah,
Where did you guys meet?
What? That had nothing to do with fatherhood.
All right, never mind. Let's just skip that, I guess.
No, I don't want to talk about that. Okay, you know.
All right, whatever. Pimple test. Anyways, so after you found out she got her test, what was the process after that?
The process was, what the fuck?
And how long did it take you to, like, you know, tell your parents or those close
I went
to
home that
you?
night and told my mom, and my mom instantly went to
This bitch
tears.
says she's pregnant. She's lying.
Oh man.
My mom instantly like started crying as she goes, "You're a fucking idiot, and you are fucked. You are fucked."
listen here, no name. You're fucked.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, no happiness whatsoever.
He's singing a song. Don't worry about him, guys. Stay on top.
And it was rough because there was a lot of problems between me and my son's mother.
Like during this time?
During this time, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Problems. I was a shit partner. I was not a good partner at all. I mean, I was not present when I should have been, not supportive when I should have been. But it was hard to separate like personal. Nick, go fuck yourself. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I shouldn't have brought these out. That's my fault.
No,
I'll
dude.
take the blame for that
Dude,
one.
you
I'll
look-
take the hit.
That's like if Quincy was fully white and he'd look like that. God damn. Anyways, so yeah, I was.
So you said you weren't really supportive.
No,
and-
I was not, and part of it was just terrified, and a lot of
understand.
problems I had.
Did you answer the call like, well, what are you going to do about it? Like,
I know. I'm like, what are we gonna do about this?
were you thinking on Plan B? Did you know inside of certain birth control tests, if you open them, there's a Plan B tablet?
Nope.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, inside of a certain, the ones you piss on to see if you're pregnant or not, certain ones, if you open them, there's a Plan B pill that you can take immediately after finding out that you're
Dude,
pregnant. to
bitches be
stop
popping that shit
pregnancies.
like Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
Yeah,
it was rough. It was very rough. But
So like when did you kind of come to the conclusion that, hey, this is happening, like I have to be as involved as I can be?
When he wouldn't stop shitting everywhere.
So there was
Like was there a turning point?
there were some questions about the paternity of my son.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Just
I had no idea.
stuff
about
that
this.
had happened and whatnot.
I'm so sorry.
He was born, and I remember seeing him, and I started crying. I couldn't help it. I started crying when I saw him. I was like, fuck.
He is mine.
Damn.
You're mad. Like your fucking team lost the baseball game.
But it was I'm like traumatized with childbirth, man. Like my mom gave birth to my sister in the bathroom. Like the delivery happened so quick. My mom went into labor and instantly started delivering like that with my sister.
Oh boy!
Wow.
Like we had to call an ambulance to come and get her, but
They didn't even get there in time.
They didn't get there in time.
Wow.
I was born on my parents' bed at home with the bag still on my head. So that's good luck technically. They call that like the birth halo or whatever. The embryonic sac.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's good luck. I'm really funny. He didn't shoot me. You didn't shoot me. Good luck.
Jesus
Snapback
Christ.
Podcast. Welcome back.
And we're back.
Yeah, so I have that experience, like...
You had that already, and you're like, oh,
yeah, and
I'm
you know, the
gonna
paramedics, they don't
again.
clean anything up on the scene.
Of course not.
I remember, like,
Hey, it's
I
not their
I
house,
walked to the
Jake.
bathroom to go take a shower that night, because I had school the next day. I'm like, fuck, I gotta go to school. I open up the door, and I just see, dude, there is just blood and just
Matter.
detritus, you know, debris.
Debris, that's a good word. for
Fucking
it.
just chunks of stuff on the floor, and I was just like...
Did you step over with your eyes shut?
No, and there was some sheets that the paramedics left.
Yeah.
And just draped them over the floor.
Yeah, I love how, dude, I remember every time you go to the hospital, first thing you take are like sheets, tape. Like the first thing you always say, you're like, I'm a cop dad. They got 6 of these right here. Dude, the locking scissors, like everything, dude. I took everything. Every time we'd leave with so much shit.
Listen,
From the hospital.
whatever's in the room is yours.
Oh yeah, no,
like,
exactly.
literally.
We paid for it technically.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking hotel room. It's like, oh shit,
The
they got
little
the
Well, I
soap,
never
the
did what Nick
soap,
did, but
booze.
I didn't do what Nick did, but I can see why you did it. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, it's in
Dude,
there.
medical tape. I took lidocaine,
Yeah.
a bunch of numbing agents.
It was a couple months after my son was born that we got things worked out. Got a paternity test and everything, and got stuff worked out with the court because she had him. It was for like child support and shit like that. And
Wait a minute. So were you guys together at the time of the birth?
no,
You were. Okay, I didn't
Oh,
remember
I
if you
didn't know
were or
that.
not.
it was a very, like I said, it was a
Okay.
very complex situation.
All right, yeah.
And plus, we were 16,
Yeah.
He knocked her up
Yeah.
and then he left.
basically.
He's like,
It's complex, very complex.
It is complex.
that was like 3 stages. Like, I'm not gonna do it. What am I doing now? I got nothing to do.
I mean, that's pretty complex for my brain to handle, but like, you know, a normal
because you
person's
don't-
brain.
Yeah, you don't have. Well, you don't have a child. Think about it. What would you do with a child right now?
Well, that ain't wow.
You need
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Eric. We need some crayons.
That's where I was going. I was getting there. What I was gonna say is one.
I don't want people using my Netflix account, my Roblox account.
dude.
We're
Like,
gonna have to give them his own shit.
yeah, and I don't want to
Deleting all my saved games.
That's too much effort.
So, Jake, let me ask you something. If you were to go back in time right now and look at your experience, like, do you regret anything now?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Awesome pimple
I'd go back and I'd
tips, Jake.
And
definitely
you change all those things?
I'd be more present. I'd be.
Oh, you want your child?
I want my child. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's great. He's cool.
I wish I was a bit older and wasn't still in fucking sophomore year of high school.
He would just never change that moment because that was the first and the last time that he did the deed.
Exactly.
The only time?
Yep. The only time.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're not going that hardcore. We're fine now. He found a good lady now.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful lady, actually. She
Exactly.
doesn't even care if I'm racist. She's like, that's fine.
That's fine.
Literally, that's what she said on the phone an hour and a half ago. She's like, you're racist, that's fine. I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you.
Well, I accept you.
Comments on
You
everything
accept
like,
me.
nice try, but you're getting there. I'm like, oh, the support. Man, solid.
Yeah. It was a couple months. It took me a couple months. I sort of was around, but at the time it was just lots of bad blood between me and my son's mother.
Of course, at that age, too. Like,
Yeah, lots of bad blood.
Yeah,
That's just
and you're
another-
immature. You're not fully developed. You're afraid of stuff going down, diddly down, diddly down.
that's another piece of wood to add to the fire, really.
So then, eventually I straightened out and, fully committed myself to being like as much of a dad as I possibly
Present
can.
as much as you can.
And for the since 2017, I've had full custody of my son.
It's already been 5 years.
It's already been
6.
6 years.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yep. My son's gonna be 9 in November.
Now, when did your mom become like really accepting? Kind of like when you accepted
Yeah.
this whole
When he
thing.
moved out, she was like, "Do whatever you want. Go, get out of here."
Yeah. It was when
Like, did she just kind of have that moment, and then she kind of thought about it and calmed down and talked
Yeah,
about
once-
it, or
once everything was determined, like my family didn't, they wanted to wait. You know, they didn't want to get attached to a child that may or may not be their grandchild or their
right?
great
Which is
grandchild.
that's got to be difficult. I can't.
Once
imagine.
that all got worked out, they were accepting. You know, and they love him.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So-
good. And it, you know, you need that support.
And it's just been smooth sailing ever since, man.
You need
Fucking
this-
beat him a little bit, you know. I put his head in the toilet. I waterboard him. I believe waterboarding is an effective form of parenting.
Oh, my grandmother gave me a swirly to teach me a lesson not to leave the toilet seat and toilet lid up.
Was there pee in the toilet?
No.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I mean,
Fucking softy. No.
Man, so
Telling your parents, I think, is probably one of the hardest things in a way. I feel like, you know, up until your mid-20s, maybe at least, telling your parents can be a hard thing.
Quincy, tell us about you.
Oh, dude. All right. So
My quads were getting tight, all right? Leave me alone.
so I was 23 years old when I found out I was going to be.
And you're
a dad.
24 right now.
Yeah, because my kid's a year and a half old. So I was
Nah.
23, and then she was born in February of 2022. So she just turned a year and a half. So yeah, I was 23, right? Does that make sense? I think it makes sense.
Sure.
I think I was 23 years
Yeah,
old.
we'll go with it.
So I was 23 years old, and I remember getting a text while I was at work saying,
Oh, shit.
No. She was like, "Hey, I need you to, you know." She was like, "I need you to come home," and I was out of work in like 30 minutes after this. So yeah, I'll be out in like 30 minutes. But I was like, "No, I need you to come home," and I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Okay." So I told my manager, like, "Hey, listen, I gotta leave. Like, something's up. I don't know what's going on." So I get home and she showed me. Lex couldn't even believe that the fact that she was pregnant, that she took like 6 or 7 tests because there was a chance that she never would have been able to have a kid, and they told her that.
Damn.
So
Was it body-wise, or was she just one of those...
it was a body-wise thing. It was something with her body, and I won't get into specifics, obviously, but I'll just say that there was a good chance she wasn't going to be able to have a kid, and that's what the doctor had said. So she was like in shock, and quite frankly, at 23 years old, so was I. But I was like, okay, you know, what do you know, like, I want to know what your thoughts are. Like, what's going through your head? Because, of course, she's upset. She's a little
That's
nervous.
the first thing I asked, too. I was
Right.
like, what do you
Right,
want
what do you
want
to do? Because
it's your body.
she was
Our
upset,
decision.
and I was trying to be there to comfort and be like, listen, everything's going to be okay. Like, that's all you got to do is reassure them. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. And, you know, we had called the doctor's office, and she got in just to confirm, because you have to have a confirmation.
Consultation?
Yep, about being pregnant. You have a confirmation about it. And then it was all going on for them. So, like, the next day she got in, and they're like, yep, you certainly are, which, of course, taking 6 or 7 tests and them all coming back positive, there was no doubt in our minds that we're having this
But
kid.
it's the last nail in the coffin.
Right, but you have to do it anyway. That's kind of how it goes, first appointment setup. She gets that done, yeah, it's confirmed. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm like, well, you know, she's already told her mother about this, like, after it happened. Her mom was, like, cool about it, you know. Her parents, just like my parents, both our moms were 18 when they had us. So, like, I mean, that was young. So, you know, she felt a little more comfortable because she was, I think, 21 at the time. Yeah, 21 at the time, I think. So she felt comfortable with that. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to call my dad. So, like, for some reason, my dad's always been one of my biggest supporters. But for some reason, I was just like, I don't know how I'm going to tell him. So I called him. I was like, Dad, like, I got to tell you something. And I was kind of, like, nervous, and I didn't know why. And he was like, you know, what's up? You know, just kind of spit it out, whatever. So I told him, and he's like, oh, okay. He's like, had to happen sometime. He's like, you've been together for, 8.5 years.
Yeah,
at
but
this
I'm sorry,
point.
but
No, but he was very supportive. Like, he was exactly how I knew he was gonna be.
Yo, been there, dog.
Well, again,
When did he?
again, both of my parents were 18 when they had me. So
What, was that his first kid?
I'm his first kid.
Your dad's first kid? Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, so
How
my
many
dad
kids
was very
does he
supportive.
have?
I got quite a bit of siblings. We'll get to that later. But,
Damn.
We'll get to that later. But my dad was very supportive. Like I said, I don't know why I struggled so much to tell him about it, but I did. And I actually was.
It's alright. This is what you do.
No, I honestly was a little worried about telling my mom. So like, I waited. Yeah, I waited 2 days to tell my mom, and I don't know why I did that, because she was pretty cool. We came downstairs like, hey, gotta talk to you. You know, it's really important, and she was just like, what's going on? And so I was like about to tell her, and she's like, are you guys having a kid? And I was like, yep, we are.
They just fucking know.
As well, she would know, mother's instinct, whatever. So I was like, yeah, we are, and she was very supportive and took it better than I thought. So I'm like, why did I waste my time stressing telling those specific two people when I didn't really need to?
Well, you think about that with most situations that you don't want to tell someone, and it's usually 90% of the time fine, and you freak out. It's just your nerves.
But again, I think it comes back to the fact that, especially when you become a parent, it's a situation where, I think we're accepting about what's going to happen, but you worry about others around you and the way they could voice their opinions. Like I had a couple people that were just kind of like, about it. Like, I don't want to hear it. And it's like, listen, 95% of the people were on board with this. I don't care that you're not right now. Eventually they kind of, changed up and they ended up being okay after we talked about it. But, I think that's a lot of people's worry, is what everybody else is going to think. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys had that same issue. But that's what I did at first. I was like, what is everyone else going to think about the scenario? And I was like, I shouldn't care what other people think.
You should focus on yourself and your
I need
family.
to focus on, I need to focus on me and her and my kid coming.
When I found out she was pregnant, I want these eyes. I wanted to have my so-and-so.
Yeah.
I want him to come out healthy and breathing. I don't give a fuck.
You don't care about anything else. Yeah.
As long as he's healthy.
As long as he's healthy,
and
that's what they say. As long as your kid's healthy, shouldn't matter what kind, what the gender of your kid is, all that stuff. Right. So, yeah. Okay.
So, anyways, moving the conversation on. So that was our first intake to being fathers.
Well, wait, hang on. I'm sorry. I had
so
a little
go
more
ahead,
head. No,
go
okay.
ahead,
So just kind of a brief breakdown of my whole thing. So, like I said, my kid was born in February. So, very freaking cold winter
the month of love, too.
Yeah. She was actually due on February 13th.
Really?
And she came on the 16th. So when she... Right, so we actually had... Like, Lex was supposed to be induced, 4 or 5 days after she actually came. So we already had the date set up to go down, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that was my biggest thing, because, like, it was Concord.
Nikolai was a couple weeks late.
Yeah, it was Concord. Like, you had to go to Concord, and you know what I mean? Especially in that time of year. It's freaking cold, whatever. So just kind of a few bullet points during the whole pregnancy thing. I was definitely there. I think there was probably times where I could have been a little bit more involved in certain things, but I made 90% of the appointments. We had to have something done at Dartmouth, so I was there for that. I was there for most of the stuff. There's probably a few things I could have been like, hey, I got to get out of work for, you know what I mean? But most of the stuff I was there for, because we happened to have the same day off, so it kind of worked out. We did have one scare. It was like in January. I was like, this seems too early. It was like very beginning of January. We ended up at Concord. She was like, had some pain or something, so we went to go get her checked out. And it was like, that sucked, because, we were there for probably 4 hours or so, and, they sent us home and she was okay. And then the night before my daughter actually came, we were down at Concord again, and they said, we can't keep you because you're not dilated enough.
You're not
you
dilated.
Had to be
it's
3
be like
centimeters
3
dilated.
Yeah.
She was only 2, and they wouldn't take her. So we got home. We drove home. It was 5:30.
Same with Val.
Morning.
They had to wait till she was like 2.5.
Yeah.
And they're like, now you can stay here.
It was like 5:30 in the morning, and she was so upset. She's like, I just, I'm. You're at that stage in the pregnancy where you're done.
They had to give her the balloon.
Yeah,
they had to give her the balloon.
Yeah.
She was exhausted, waiting.
So,
now they're telling her to push and do breathing exercises the entire time.
So I said, hey, listen, everything's going to be okay. And throughout that next day, she was off and I was working, and she was having contractions, but they weren't that close.
Yeah.
So that day, she actually went to the doctor's office down the road here, and they're like, "Yeah, you're definitely having contractions, but they're not as close as they need to be, whatever. So you're gonna have to wait." About 10 o'clock rolls around, maybe 9:30 at night, and I'm like, oh, "Okay, I'm getting ready to go to bed, whatever." And she's having this pain. She's up she was up most of the night. She's like, the contractions are getting closer and closer. She calls Concord. They like come down. So when we came down, they finally admitted her. Then Lily was born. I mean, this was like 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe not even. I think it was more like 3. I think it was like 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning when we showed up there. Then Lily came at night. So just after 8, around 8:45, she was born.
So after, sorry.
No, you're good.
All right. So after our kids were born, what was the first moment of them being born, like first couple months, where you were like break or take, where you were like, I can't do this anymore, or this is like the best moment in my life? I can start. It's very quick.
Yep, go ahead.
I think it was the first or second day Nikolai was home, and he was laying in bed, and I had the day off. And I remember him sitting there, and I woke up around like 5:36. I'm like, and he started like moving his eyes and stuff, and he was all like curled up in blankets. I was like, hey, buddy. And I got the first video still on Facebook, and like, hey, he like got up, he was like, huh? He's like,
Yeah, they know your voice.
and then he
that's
did.
for
They
sure.
did the laugh though. I was like,
Yeah.
what's up, dude? He's like, eh. He started smiling. I'm like, yeah, he's mine. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll keep him. I guess.
See, I feel like mine was the minute that Lily was born. That was like, it's crazy because leading up to this point, it's all commotion, right?
And they look like gray aliens.
well, no,
They're like
it's
off-colored.
in terms of it's all commotion. You got people coming in and out of the rooms.
Transparent. They look like the dude from the first X-Men movie at the end that turns into water.
Think about it. You have people coming in and out of the rooms.
Going through the bars and shit.
You got people coming in and out of the rooms at the hospital, right? And you're there for so damn long. It seems like
the doctor that gave birth to Val was our doctor.
Oh wow!
And on top of that, he was like getting ready to retire because he was fucking like 80.
Yeah.
And they were like, we need to have a doctor come in and like a student to learn how to do it. I'm like, no, we're like, no, we just want to like give birth to. We just want the kid out.
Yeah.
And he's like, really, really need it and like pushy and like we're like, no, ain't gonna happen. And then the dude comes in. And they just let it happen. I'm like, what the fuck?
So I think the moment for me was just like, again, like I said, there was commotion in and out of the room the entire time you're in the hospital up to the delivery. The delivery happens, right? They get him cleaned up, whatever, all that stuff's done, weighed.
Hose him off like Rambo.
Yeah. And then everybody leaves, right? And Lex is like, this is the first moment where I'm like, I'm in love. Because everybody left. Lex was taking a shower.
You had your moment.
It was just me and the baby, and it was so weird because it was so quiet for the first time. No bells going off.
I've never spent so much money on fucking parfaits in 4 days, dude. It was like probably hundreds of dollars in fucking parfaits. It was stupid.
Nothing happening. You know what I mean? It's just me and the kid, and I'm just kind of holding her, walking around the room and all that stuff. And so that was cool. That was like, I'm in love, and I'm gonna love this regardless of all the challenges that it's gonna have.
When was your moment, Jake? When did you realize, like, did you want to, like, recycle the thing, Mother Earth, back in the ground, or were you like, I'm in love? Everyone has those thoughts where they're like, was this the right decision keeping it? Everyone has that second guess, even now. I remember thinking it, and I'm like, we thought about it for like maybe 7 seconds out loud.
Wasn't a thought.
Yeah, we were like,
for me.
Should we have like an abortion or like something? And we're like, no, we can't do that.
Yeah, it wasn't a thought. It wasn't a thought for either of us too. Because sorry, Jake, to interrupt your thing, but it wasn't a thought for us because again, like I said, there was a chance that Lex might not be able to have a kid. So it's like, listen, if that's what we did, that could have been our only opportunity, right? There's a chance it could have been our only opportunity. So you have to take advantage of that.
Now, were you trying for the kid, or
No.
was it just like a mistake?
Nope, just happened.
I mean,
just
you
happened.
You could say we were trying really fucking hard.
Yeah, no, just
no. Me and my wife, we're trying really hard.
Yeah, no, it just happened. It just happened. But
I don't know.
I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad it worked out.
All I did was come inside this girl, and there was a fucking baby later.
I'm glad it worked out the way it did, though. Seriously. So, Jake. Anyway, sorry. Your time here.
Mine didn't really happen until a couple months after. It's just so terrifying having like all this
After the birth?
after the birth.
After the birth.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. Yeah.
When you're that young and you have all this responsibility put on you, like it's raising kids is easy. You know, I helped my mom raise my baby brother, my baby sister. I was 10 when my brother was born. I was 11 when my sister was born, and my single mom. So I helped my mom, my grandmother raise those kids. I would help change diapers, do bottles. You know, I knew how to bring up a baby in some way, you know, and the gaps just kind of fill in as you go along.
It's just experience over time.
Yeah. So like it wasn't that. I wasn't nervous about like, crying at night,
I cry at night.
why? Yeah, I know.
I know.
That's why doesn't Val love me?
We're like, fuck. Like,
But yeah,
who knows how hard it is to be a fucking guy sometimes? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, it's
That's another
it didn't
conversation.
happen
That's another
until
day.
after, and just knowing that. I remember I watched him crawl around on the kitchen floor, right? Is it? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, that's worse now. Nick,
That's a joke.
what the fuck? Anyways, it wasn't until like a couple months afterwards, that he was born when I saw him.
First episode. Sorry. It was on accident. Sorry. Go ahead. Yep. Me. Fuck me.
Yeah, fuck you. See him crawl. God damn it!
I'm sorry.
All fucking flustered now. Shit. First couple. I think it was like 6 months after he was born. I was like watching him like crawl on the kitchen floor, and I'm like, holy shit.
I could drop kick this kid.
Dude.
That's a good first thought to have.
Right in the
Wow.
fucking ball.
One guy I know for a fact I could just kick the shit out of. It's just sitting there like
Oh,
sucking
man.
on its hand. You're like, I could kill you.
Bah.
That's a bug on the
Squish on
The
him.
Schwarzenegger sound when you step on, I'm like, no, okay.
More like a Tim Allen
I'm sorry,
thing.
off topic. I came across this dead elk one time, dead deer, and it was all bloated and shit, and its arms were in the air because it was all full of gases. And I knew it was dead, but I was like, what if it's alive? So I like pressed on its stomach, and it was like dead with its tongue hanging out. And I pushed on its stomach and went, it made this weird sound. It was, oh, dude. Every time I picture, dude, I like walk over, I'm like, kicking it, and it's like it does the fat full of water thing where it's like it moves a little bit. Its arm was sticking in the air. It was all bloated. I push on it, so it goes,
Mike.
and I went, no! He screamed so loud and jumped back.
Okay, so Nick, you can't put what I'm about to say in the podcast, but going back, seeing him crawl around on the kitchen floor, and I was just like, man, that's like, I'm a dad.
I'm a fucking dad.
That's sick.
Yo, I'm a pet owner now. He's just sitting there pissing himself. Look what he just did.
Make it to the newspaper next time for the litter box.
Immediately the next day goes out buying hiking sneakers and longs, like halfway up the calf socks.
Oh hell yeah,
Hell yeah.
jean shorts.
Looks like a 1920s golf player. He's got those stocking socks with the weird pleated shoes.
Yeah, a polo shirt tucked into my jean
That
shorts.
weird fucking hat. Straps. Lots of straps.
Yeah.
Buckles.
Now, I will say though, obviously, raising children is not
Picturing
without
the
its.
movie Pacifier, but with the DJ instead. You're like, zip, zip. The kid's like, you don't fucking touch that. Sorry, go ahead.
Back on topic.
Back on topic.
Obviously, raising kids is not without its difficulties.
unless you're gone. Sorry.
What are some, like couple of your most difficult moments that you've had raising kids so far?
The teething stage.
Teething?
I think the teething stage, for me, though, it was more like it was literally one weekend.
Your daughter's still teething.
Yes, I know, but in terms of when she was first cutting her
gumming
first,
it through. Okay.
Yeah, like when they were actually starting, like they
Painful.
were already
Yeah.
coming, they were already up. They just weren't up fully, like they already broke.
It was the
through the
upcoming day
gums.
and night.
Yeah. So
That's how
there
you
was
remain,
one
kiddo.
weekend. There was one weekend where it was just she wouldn't stop crying unless you were holding her a certain way. Like you had to be sitting up in a chair with her for her to go to sleep. Like she wouldn't lay on her back. Just one weekend like that. We've been lucky ever since though, where that was just when it started. After that, it was just like, oh, I'll fuss a little bit here and there. Here's a teething ring, or you can just tell she's drooling because she's teething, and she'll fuss, but that's about it.
I think the only thing that bothered me the most was me and Val instead. Not Nikolai didn't do anything. It was mostly correlating responsibilities and filling in the gaps of each other.
That's hard.
It's
That's
super,
hard to
in the
do.
first couple months. Yeah, we were just sort of like
Because you're trying to get
I'll do this, I'll do that, and you guys scatter.
Right, you're trying to get your kid in
Your
a
bearings.
schedule,
Yeah.
and also you're trying to get yourselves used to this schedule of what you're trying to do. I'll be the first to admit, like there was times where it's like, Lex wasn't working for 3 months, post birth, and it was like I was working, so I was like, okay, well, I took like 10 days off, and then I went back to work, so I was like, all right, well, we'll both get up.
No time off.
We'll both get up. Well, I had time where they couldn't hold it against me,
Oh,
and I wouldn't get paid, but that didn't matter.
Well, I was still
like
at the
whatever.
restaurant. Mine,
Yeah.
the next day, after he was born, she was still in the hospital for the next day for observation, all that stuff,
Yeah.
like the day after. And, dude, went home at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, put a frozen lasagna in the oven, turned it on, went to sleep,
Oh.
woke up, it was smoking
Oh,
everywhere.
you're talking about this,
I threw
yeah.
it in the sink, it was smoking, I threw it in the sink, poured water on it, drove on the wrong side of the road to work, and I show up to work, and Mike's like, well, you didn't even have to come in today. I'm like, you could have fucking told me.
Yeah.
And then I worked the fucking day.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Is the problem is like you're trying to get yourselves into that groove, and like I said, I'll be the first to admit it wasn't always like that for me. Like I said, Lex had time off. I took some time off. When it was time for me to go back to work, it was like, all right, we're both getting up with her. She's gonna feed her. I'm just gonna change her, and I'm gonna lay back down. But sometimes it was too much for her because there was times where your kid doesn't want to go back to sleep right away after eating occasionally. But that was only the first like 5, maybe 6 weeks of that kind of stuff, and then we got really lucky where she literally started consistently sleeping through the night after 5.5, 6 weeks old.
She gets into a schedule.
Yeah, so and it's been like that ever since. So we've been pretty lucky. Yeah. So
Now, vice versa. Now, we just explained good, bad experiences that we like about our kids. Now, could you, in detail, you would be right around the age.
That's right. Nick has a really good memory.
Yeah, it's a polar opposite thing. Don't worry.
Yeah,
No,
okay,
it has,
okay.
it has to do with the conversation,
Okay,
but
shut
it's the opposite. Sorry.
Shut up.
Oh,
It's my podcast now.
this is my podcast. Dude, I love
This is
that.
God's
I
podcast.
love that, yeah. No, it's God's podcast, and you're like, this is my podcast. Like, the way you said it, though, that swag, this is my podcast. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will agree with Nick that the most difficult thing about raising that, it's not like raising the kids, it's dealing with
Raising each other
raising is
around a kid.
yeah, and being so young. Like for me, they're like
We're not developed. We don't fucking know.
the
we
whole
don't
thing's-
know.
I feel like regardless of the age, the whole thing's a challenge when
like
you're a first
3 years
kid.
prior to me becoming a dad, I was like spray painting Nerf guns like camouflage paint colors and taking out air restrictors and selling them to the neighborhood kids.
Yeah.
And we replaced the tips of darts with thumbtacks, and
Yeah.
we'd shoot at each other with
Yeah.
them. I was doing that, and then 3 years later, it's like, hey,
Fuck, I still
I'm
do
a
that.
dad. I'm gonna mow the lawn at 6:30 in the morning. Thank you very much.
You're just doing the dirt parking lot that you have because there's no lawn. Shooting rocks.
Being a parent definitely has its challenges, that's for sure. But it's a rewarding job at the same time. I think
Co-
we can all agree with that.
Yeah, those big Hollywood kids making money.
Co-parenting is harder than actually parenting.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would
believe
imagine
that.
so. I don't know because it's never happened. Because my main thing was like, since birth, it was like find a girl, stay with the girl, have a kid, be a father, and like die at 50 from being overstressed about stuff. Normal, good, happy life. Throw everything you've ever wanted, take that and put that in a ball and put that far away. And then take this ball that you don't really know where it's been, but you washed it off a couple times, and now you have to deal with it. And know what? That's life. And know what? It's good enough. It's
Hell
cool.
yeah.
Damn, we all got really quiet. We're like, dude, everyone was like, y'all were like nodding
Sure.
with your eyes wide. It's so true, but
Yeah.
at the end, you find out what you wanted to do is, man, you still really want to do some of that stuff. But, Malcolm's razor, we're doing both double-edged sword here. But the things that you didn't know you wanted, you want. And you would never change anything at all for any of the memories you've ever had with your kids.
Yeah.
I hated potty
agree.
training though. Fuck that shit.
My son still has trouble pooping.
My
I'm
My
not
whole
there
childhood,
yet.
my son has trouble shitting. Like, he'll go 3 days without shitting, like easy, and then he drops a rope the size of my forearm. And I'm like, you feel better? He's like, yeah. And he starts floating away. Dude, I'm not even joking, dude.
There's nothing holding me
He
to
makes
this
me
earth
jealous.
anymore.
I'm like, man,
Is that how you know he's just
he's
like,
my kid? No, yes, yes, because the size of his shit, Quince. No, I
just
used
he's
to
just
have
floating away?
I used to have trouble shitting when I was a kid. Like, I'd hold it for days. I had digestive problems, and I'd lay fucking logs, man. And he does the same thing. So I'm like, I get it. I can't get mad at him because I went through the same thing. Holding my shit for 3 days, not being able to shit, it's fucking difficult. And for him, dude, man, he drops ropes, dude. Seriously. There's not a time, dude, we clap when it doesn't clog the toilet. It's consistent. He's consistent, man. I'm not joking. I look at him and I'm just like, man, I don't remember the last time I had a solid shit, dude. My life is diarrhea, dude. I'm so stressed out my entire life, dude. When I have a firm shit, I'm like, am I okay? Am I sick?
Don't the solid ones feel good? And they come out and you're just
because
like,
it's fucking normal.
Fuck, there it goes, gone.
Man, or you take that shit that itches your ass for you, and you're like, a little twitch.
I like the fart that does that. You fart and it edges your ass.
Nah,
for you.
dude, I don't like the farts that scratch your ass. You're like, ow, the needle farts. Like, it's real. It's real.
The needle farts,
dude. It's true though, man. But
the
no.
ones that you're sitting down and it travels up your fucking through past your balls.
Yeah, dude, the
traveling
bubbles,
farts.
dude, the bubbles, dude. Oh my god. It's so true, though. Man, shits are fun.
It's either up through your balls or out the top of your ass crack.
Oh, dude, it tickles. You can't help but it's like someone putting hair and wafting your hair the wrong way. You have to fix it.
Yeah. I call that a snorkel fart. It comes up and out.
Oh man, y'all notice how every fart smells the same in the shower and the bathtub? Any high fives? Anybody?
Later.
Do you sniff other people's farts in the shower, Nick?
No.
How many
all
dudes
of mine in the bathtub because bubbles are funny.
What do Val's farts smell like? They smell good. Do you sniff
Man,
farts?
she blows my farts out of the water. Mine
You
smell
butt
like
sniffer?
nothing, dude. My farts smell like nothing. They smell like sad. I'm so sad. I'm bored.
and Val's are just like,
take out the fucking trash. And those are the small
fucking
ones.
cheating on me!
Oh.
Don't talk to the lesbian.
What's her name? It's so true. What do you want to eat tonight? That one's just
Why you have to
walking
record that
funny. I'm
stupid
like, where you going?
podcast
She's
with your
like,
friends?
I couldn't do it. I'm laughing. Fuck. Oh my god. He sounded like a fucking baby elephant.
Oh man.
I would say, but dude, man, my life is diarrhea.
It's okay, get over it, Nick.
I'm so
It's gonna
stressed.
be okay. Stop stressing.
Oh, I'm getting the bubble guts. No.
I
I know.
Oh, damn, he's
You're
fat.
a giant bubble. That's all. That's what you are.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I'm just kidding. fake hot burp. Oh man, can we talk about burps, dude?
No.
Okay, let's go back.
Let's talk
to
about fatherhood.
Yeah, let's talk about fatherhood. Did you finish your piece?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay, so I did want to get the polar opposite feeling because at your age, you are basically the rough median. You are the average age between all of us put together. Because I was like 21, you were 23, he was 15, so the average would be about 18 to 20, right?
Sure, right. So he's
Dude, I'm like
that.
47.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Okay, last episode, I didn't upload anything. There was a kid that showed up from the state school and came over here. Yeah. And I was like, how old are we? You have to tell us. And he's like, you look 47. And I thought he was pointing at me. I'm like 47. I'm like, I don't look 47. He's like, no, him. And pointed to him.
Oh, boy.
And he looked at me. He's like, you look, what, 32?
35.
No, he said 32
32?
or 33,
Oh, okay.
something like
He's the
that.
one with the great remembering.
Yeah,
That's
32
right, yeah.
or
Fuck
33.
me.
He said something close, and then I was like, and the whole night I was like, man, he thinks I'm 33. He's like, he thinks I'm fucking 47. Like, I'm like, yeah, but like, man, do I really look 33? I mean, I smoke, but like, he's like, 47. I'm younger than you. Like, dude, it was so fucking funny. And I was just like, man. Fucking 33, man. Like,
For reference, I'm only fucking 25.
I know. You're 5 years younger than I am.
I'm 47.
I got great skin,
Fuck.
though.
Man, you have great skin. That's just peeling off me. You're fucking.
Oh, yeah, dude. I took the rest off with a Scotch-Brite. I'm clean, bro.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, look how clean and white I am now. Dude,
Nick says he's not on meth, but here he is with a fucking Brillo pad.
oh, moving!
It's in my. Oh, it's
There's stuff crawling under it.
bees in my teeth.
Oh, fucking shit. I'm breaking down. It's real.
So anyway, the outsider.
Anyway, so the opposite perspective of fatherhood is, can you give us a reminder of just what the last year of your life has been like? And go into detail. Good
Detail?
Good stuff, bad stuff.
I'll be fucking chicks,
everything.
dog. I'll be fucking chicks and shooting guns.
I want you to give us what we've been missing for the last couple years of what it's like to be single, young, happy,
Just
Great
give us-
body.
Just give us
Yeah.
a bullet point.
Yeah, this guy's
like,
in shape, dog. This guy.
cholo,
Just-
got a gun. That's fucking. That's cool. No,
That's cool.
that's cool. Jake's like going through his paperwork still. It's real. Yeah, go ahead.
So
no, you're good.
Oh,
wait, did you?
No,
wanna
you're
go?
good. No.
You want?
No, I'm good.
so
Okay.
average day of like a 22-year-old. Like, what's your daily? What do you do? Normal stuff.
I mean, well, I go to work and I go home. I'm 22, but I live like a 50-year-old.
His roommate.
We picked the
it's
worst
literally-
person
That's
to talk
okay.
about
That's
this.
okay.
It's literally like Green Mile, okay, with Tom Hanks. He had a roommate and he died.
At one point, like, you know, when like you weren't working, like at Gilbert Block, so I actually had like for a brief amount of time, I had a social life.
Yeah.
It's small, but it was a social life. I
That's
had a
what she
couple
said.
friends.
That's progress.
and
They
right.
weren't as good as me.
No.
Oh, thanks, man.
Shut
I'm gonna have like a normal half solid shit.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I feel normal and full.
Here we go.
That's all it took. So now when he's taking a shit tonight, he's gonna be thinking of me.
Dude, I'm
Be
gonna
like,
drop
this
a
is
bottle tonight,
this
man.
is
I'm
because
so,
of you.
I'm so happy.
He's gonna dedicate his shit to me.
Dude, I could probably write it in your fucking name. This sort of fucking fiber intake. Baby's not hungry. More compliments. Come on. One more thing, good thing about me. I'll take a solid shit tonight.
I'm all complimented out.
Just one more thing about me.
He lives like a
Okay, you're
50-year-old.
fat.
There's only one compliment.
Baby's full of compliments.
So, I mean, I did briefly have like
kielbasa.
I
was
did
good.
briefly. Shut the fuck up.
He has a lisp, by the way.
Yeah. I don't think I've made too many S sounds. Okay, now I just made 2.
Dude, do you remember the headsets you squeaking at?
Yes. Anyway, so I did have a brief social life, and it was actually like it was weird for me because I mean I've always never really like decided to hang out with people.
I forced
and, like,
myself at your house against your will.
Yeah, I just wanted to be, you know, alone in my house playing games with my buddies, and you're just like, yeah, I'm coming over.
Yeah.
But like, no, it's like, you know, not being a parent, like I can text whoever I want, and just be like, yo, you want to hang out tonight? And like, if
And have them say yes,
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
most of the time.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
asking
a,
anyone except your parents, and your parents are like,
that's the
you're good. You got
yeah.
mine."
Sorry to interrupt, but I think that's a. I don't think it's really a problem, but like I think that's kind of an issue for people like us. It's like, hey, you have friends who be like, hey, you want to hang out, want to do this? It's like, listen,
I got
I
work,
can.
kid,
Well,
family. yeah.
right.
It's
You have-
around that.
you have priorities.
Yes.
You have other priorities, and it's like, listen, sometimes you can get out and do some of these things, but there's other days where it's like you just can't. So for you, I mean, that's a benefit. Like, if someone comes to you and says, hey, you want to hang out? Sure, I'll go hang out. You know what I mean?
When and where? Let's make
Right.
it 3 days long.
Right. I used to do that stuff all the time. Like, just, you want to go hang out? Yeah, sure. I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Now, quick question. Finances. Our books are fucked, right, boys?
Yep.
You fucked? We're all fucked, right?
Double fucked.
Yeah.
All right. What's one of your most frivolous purchases? What is the worst thing that you've ever dropped money on and had people around you actually get mad at you for doing it, even at work?
Well,
And the exact price and say how much and what it was.
okay.
Jake,
So-
you'll like this.
I spent, it was like right around $500 on a lightsaber.
I didn't see that coming.
I was like, don't do it! Don't do it! He's like, I just did it.
It was 40% off.
Which
I had
means it
to.
would have been what?
It would have been
Like
$700!
900.
Well, it's like 50. You say
Was it one of those Ultra Sabers?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. I had one of those. Yeah, let's go.
yeah.
Do you
no.
have one?
I had one, yeah.
Mine's,
do with it?
Mine's double bladed.
Oh, hell yeah. I just had it was one of those grab bag ones. It's just like a simple handle and a blade. It was like $70.
That's what you get for having a kid.
That's the price I pay. He has nice lightsabers.
I have the first photo of when he brought it home and turned it on. Dude, I drove to his house to give him alcohol, and he's sitting in his parking lot, fucking with purple lights on, fucking spinning his lightsaber. I'm like, go the fuck inside right now! He's like, and it makes sounds too. I'm like, get the fuck out of your own house.
Yeah, us dads, we're not spending $500 on that kind
It
of
was
stuff.
my first car. My first car was $600. And you're like, should I get two?
All right, what about you, Quincy? Since becoming a dad, what's your most frivolous purchase that you've had?
Fucker. Mine's just camera equipment.
That's a good question. I mean, I'm not a big
Sports-related memorabilia, tickets.
buy a signed
it's probably,
Celtics
it's probably
jersey.
tickets, but it's like, a couple
You
$100
follow sports?
here and there. You know what I mean? On sports tickets, nothing usually crazy. But I don't splurge like that, really. Never have. I've always been I would consider myself pretty cheap. How about you, Jake? You got anything that's...
I had a bunch of money saved up a couple years ago.
Oh God, he's smiling.
And
What
I
is it? Come on.
bought a whole new
Airsoft.
since I lost all my
your tactical gear?
no all my equipment for like music production. Like, I
Oh,
lost all my
okay.
computer equipment, all my like mixers and shit like that, and my DJ equipment. I lost all that when my mom's house burnt down.
Oh, right.
Oh shit! I forgot your house
Yeah.
burned down. Why haven't we talked about that?
We'll get to that.
Save that for
Yeah, we'll
another
get
day.
to that.
But I spent, it was by about $2,000 total. I bought a whole new setup. I bought a new computer. I bought a new desk. I bought monitors. I bought some studio equipment. And
You had the money saved up then.
I did, yeah.
You gotta
It was right-
splurge at some point,
And it was
right?
like I was about to pull the trigger, and then this was right beginning of COVID, and they're like, "Hey, $1,500 stimulus pay," and I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's go, dude!"
See,
Like,
this is,
bye.
this is the
Boom,
difference
then your
between
taxes
you and I.
fucking rape you.
You buy your whole computer setup, your sound setup, and I bought a lightsaber and a dirt bike.
There you go.
What, with your stimulus?
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Or
with
did-
the
just-
stimulus? Oh no.
You
what did I
just
do with
had
that?
money probably because you don't spend it on anything.
Yeah, no. I just had money in my savings.
Pretty much a fucking baller right here.
Yeah.
No.
Any other?
No.
I think the largest thing I bought after that was the engagement ring I got for my fiance.
Loser. No, just. Which, by the way, they were found. It was found.
It was
at
found,
Myrtle Beach.
yeah. That was pretty cool. My fiance lost her engagement ring. She went swimming. She had it in like a holder. It was on her bag, and it opened up and fallen into the sand. And it was almost a month later someone found it at the beach. And so it was like...
And it wasn't like a 50-cent ring. It was an engagement ring.
I guess we're
Oh,
talking about
Jesus.
significant other stuff. I
Yeah.
also spend quite a bit of money on an engagement ring too, but I didn't.
Was your
think they
engagement
were-
ring in the shape of a fucking PS5? With a buffalo robe?
No. Next.
I got you this headset. Happy anniversary. She's like, oh my god!
No.
Play Fortnite.
I got you this, and it's like some Reese's, like a quarter of the price.
Hold up. Your significant other plays Fortnite?
Yeah, she
That
does.
is so stupid.
I'm
Do you
sorry.
play Fortnite?
Absolutely not.
Wow, and he plays a lot of video games.
Honestly,
I'm not. I'm not.
honestly,
a big video game
yeah,
guy.
dude. Single life is honestly, I'm killing it now.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you pulling in chicks now?
No. I'm just happy.
He said
being
I'm killing it
single.
now,
Did
and
you
you
at
got
least
so
get
excited.
Any decent people looking at your photos?
I mean, they probably looked at them,
Yeah.
but they didn't like.
They were like, hey.
No,
Because I didn't do any
No.
full body
Yeah.
shots. They never saw how tall you were.
And don't worry about that. I still have yet to put my height in my profile, and I'm not going to do it.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Right?
Are you
doesn't-
assuming my height?
Yeah, yeah,
Gender?
yeah.
Are you assuming
Do
that
they
I'm
call
a
it
midget?
heightist? If you're racist about height?
Yeah.
No. What?
Heightist? I don't know. I've
I've never heard of
sure.
that.
It's okay for girls to do that. Okay, they can pick on guys
It's
about
the
their height.
opposite. It's like the spy world with equipment. The
But-
smaller it is, the more
See,
sexy it is.
Nick was trying to convince me that height does not matter when you're picking up women.
It does.
And I was like, oh, it
really
100%
doesn't, though.
does. So
if you have
I
a huge schlong,
okay,
lots of money,
shut up.
no one cares.
I immediately pulled up my Tinder and I was like, okay, let's just look through a few profiles. So first person that
Oh
popped
my
up,
god!
I clicked
yeah.
their profile.
It was like
it's like
5 in a row
it's,
too.
It's like if you're under 5'8",
Don't talk to
don't talk
Don't talk to me.
And it's like, and then I was like, okay, I'm still gonna swipe right, whatever. And,
I don't
and
know.
then
What's
just-
swiping
just-
right? I've never been on a dating thing once. I don't know.
Swiping right means I liked them. Swiping
Yeah.
left means I did not like
So they-
them.
And if they swipe right on you, and you swipe right on them,
Is that
then
like
it's
a match? It's a
Yeah.
match.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
a match. Yeah.
I usually talk to people in real life, like my wife, and that's the only person I've ever.
Okay,
met.
Nick,
that
but
doesn't
times
work
have
for me,
changed
though,
since
because
then.
they see my height first before they get to talk
You just
to me.
talk to him in your truck, and when you hop out, you look like Kevin Hart.
I drive a Jeep Compass.
Guess what? You know what?
I drive a soccer mom Jeep, not like high school soccer mom. Like
you grab
So that's
a,
a-
you grab
that's
a
one of them
family
Dodge
stable
Jeeps.
vehicle though,
Or the
Family
Toyota
stable.
Siennas.
You would love a Jeep Compass, wouldn't you?
Hell fucking yeah.
You'd love any car, actually.
Any car. Eric is a short king, man. Marine, drives a Jeep Compass.
All right,
He's
see-
a short king.
here's the deal though. So I got two flaws though because I've talked
Really
to,
small penis,
right.
terrible with anger.
Okay,
like,
three-
likes to hit people.
Okay, 5 flaws. So, you know, like everyone thinks, like every civilian thinks, like, oh, you must like get laid so much, like being a Marine. I'm like, honestly, no, because like I'm 22, but like I'm ready for like an actual like existing relationship.
Right, not to fuck around and find out.
right.
type of-
Like I've
type of
never
stuff.
been like someone to just like have a one night stand with anyone.
Right.
I've always like even in high school I was like I want a lasting relationship.
Right.
And
Something steady, something
Yeah.
actually worth
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so like being a Marine, that honestly hurts that, like, because I'll if I match with someone or if I actually like just meet someone, I'll be like talking and then all of a sudden they'll see my lanyard that says USMC.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Oh, you're in the Marines?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." Like they'll just be
Holy
like, "That's
shit,
cool."
guys.
And-
Look at this. Look at the camera.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
Anyway, so then they'll kind of like start like not being serious, like they'll start not wanting to hang out because like they made it clear like at the beginning, like, oh, they're not really into like one night stands and all that, like they want something that's lasting, and I did too.
Right.
But as soon as like the word Marine comes out of my mouth,
And they're like,
they don't believe me. And so I was talking to my best friend because she's been my best friend since high school. It's not like that long ago,
right,
but like,
right. But it's
long
long
time.
enough.
Yeah.
It's long enough.
And like as soon as we met, we just kind of like hit it off. Like we were just like, "What's up?"
yeah.
What's up?
Your girl?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she is a girl. At one point, I did want to date her.
Yeah.
But she made it very clear that was not happening.
Yeah.
Because she does not like guys shorter than her.
Is this the one while you were in your dress photo, that girl? The one that you were on the face chat with when you got drunk at her house and you whipped your dick out and pissed on the ground or whatever?
No.
Because I was on camera and she's like, "You should just come over." I'm like, "I'm good."
No.
He's in a compromised situation. You're like, "Come on, you just come here, babe." She's like, "Put your fucking dick away. Stop touching your dick." And you're like, "Come on, it's just one thing."
Yeah, I am stupid when I'm drunk. But
I've noticed.
No,
I have all the footage.
That was my recent ex. No, she was a bitch.
Okay. Ooh. Shout out to.
Oh, I'm actually saying her name.
Damn, do you want that heat?
I mean, it's not.
She
like
might
you
never
get-
see
Play
it.
with
So.
fire. Look at the camera. Play
it's-
with fire.
It's not like you get any views anyway. Laura Hughes. I say again, Laura Hughes.
Yeah, see that, Laura? Fuck you.
Yeah, you gave up a really
Yeah.
all right, kind of good, okay
He's
guy.
fucking short. He's fucking king.
Yeah, you fucked up. I talked to no one else, but I'm happy.
He has a fucking gun. No,
I've had a gun.
I know. Never aimed at someone.
No, I've never
No,
been in
no,
the
no.
situation. No.
No.
But what would you think? What would your first reaction to be like? You found a girl, even if you didn't know her that well, and immediately, 2 months in, you were like, boom, pregnant. Like, how would that drastically change your life?
It all depends on how I actually felt about her at that time. Like if we were just kind of hitting it off, I mean, I'd be like, oh, I'd be psyched. I mean, I'd be surprised, but I'd be psyched because as soon as I got out of high school, I immediately wanted to be a dad. And I mean, I was dating this girl who we graduated from high school together, and I mean, first love, thought she was going to be the one, thought she was going to be the mother of my future child. She was not.
Future gnomes.
She was not. I was sorely mistaken. And
You were shortly mistaken.
shortly
I'm
mistaken.
sorry,
yes.
I was gonna-
I can't. He's
You beat me to
complimenting
it.
now.
You beat me to
It's not
it.
even fair. I'm fucking trying here.
That was a low ball, man.
Oh.
Anyway.
Enough with the low blows.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You fucking bitch, whatever your name was.
Shut
Just go
up,
back
Nick.
to that.
Shut
Just
up.
look at the camera. You fucking bitch,
What was her
man.
last
You gave
name?
this thing up? Really?
I don't remember her last name,
How
actually.
much food he could have bought you? You fucking idiot.
No,
get
she
really
didn't
mad.
eat. She was like 95 pounds.
I thought you were the other one.
Oh,
The one that could eat you.
Oh, the recent one.
Yeah.
Oh, we used to wrestle all the time, and I kicked her ass. But yeah, she could definitely eat me.
Why you wrestling her?
I don't know. It was just a thing she wanted to do.
You want a candy? And she was like, give me that! Give me that! But how do you think it
was mine.
Yeah. You better knock it the fuck off.
I spelled it first.
I mean, do you envy people? Envy. got
Yeah, I
it.
was gonna say.
I know. I saw you.
Snapback
got him.
podcast.
Snapback. Welcome back to the Snapback Podcast with Big Q, Jake Riley, Envy, and special guest Cholo, aka Quinceañera, aka any other nicknames? AKA Eric Taylor.
Lance Corporal Eric Taylor.
Shortstop? Is that okay?
Man, low-key
Lance
jealous
Corporal
now.
Taylor.
Fuck.
Fuck
What?
yeah.
He's single. Handsome.
Wait, he's got money? Like,
car. And time and stuff.
that's
Got a
a
red
gun?
dot sight on his
Yeah,
gun?
He has a gun. Well, I have a gun, but he has a cool gun. Like,
That's it. I'm out of here.
yeah. Jake just fucking.
I quit.
He almost did earlier.
Come over here next time. I just have a Desert Eagle in my fucking
Yeah,
pants.
I was like, he's just overcompensating.
I'll just pull a sawed off next time out of my pants and just fully
If you did that, it would look like Captain Jack Sparrow with a peg leg. He'd just be like, tink, tink.
pull a bell fed out of the back of Quincy's trunk.
Oh man, on a Jeep Compass, like the on the seats. Oh.
Oh God. Where were we?
We were back with fatherhood on the Snapback Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook.com. Don't forget to please visit the GraniteStateWolves.com on Squarespace. That's Granite State Wolves, where you can find life-saving courses and self-preservation classes still in the works with his merchandise. So please wait in the description for Granite State Wolves merchandise. This has been the Snapback Podcast. We're going back into the episode. Welcome back to the fatherhood episode.
You honestly sound like you should be on
A radio host.
Yeah.
Like
What
we
you
should be
guys
playing
said.
a
Yeah,
song
that's
right
Nick.
now.
Yeah.
Let me just say, it is admirable that there's still people out there who don't want one night stands, don't want to be like promiscuous motherfuckers even though they're single.
Yeah, and we're always called cheaters for some fucking reason because we're too nice, and I think... Oh, sorry. And I think being too nice makes women scared and nervous because they're used to assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And when they get someone nice and, like, caring for them, it makes them nervous because they're not used to that.
Like, when I was single, it was really, really difficult for me to... Like, I was on Tinder, you know? It was...
Did you always play the romantic? The best friend, like, I fucking got you, and they're just, like, nothing to do with you? I was always that person. I was the nicest. Like, I was the fucking catch, except a little overweight. I was, like, caring.
A little?
The way I am. Hey, don't bring little into this. Anyways, I'm talking about the, like, I was like, dude, wrote poetry. I was polite to women. I never, dude.
I wasn't that much of a fucking cuck, okay?
Yeah, well, to this day, I don't.
It's like they were running away.
disrespect
I don't
for
even
women.
consider it sex with my wife. It's always been making love since like day fucking one. And it's just, I've always played like the best friend and been fucked over for being way too fucking nice. Even my wife now tells me to stand up for myself, and we've been together for fucking 14 years.
Yeah, it was always difficult. I'm very, very picky about people. Like, I've had 3 serious relationships. I don't count, you don't count those ones like in middle school, you know?
No.
Yeah, no, not those, but
So the one that broke my heart, man.
when you're really starting to mature.
Broke up with me at Skate Escape.
What?
I walked home. Yeah,
Let me
dude.
guess where you want. Let me guess where you want.
Whoa,
Were you,
whoa,
No, hang
Shut
on.
the fuck up,
No, hang
Quint.
on. No, hang
Go
on.
back.
Hang on.
What?
Were you by any chance broken up with on that bench they had in the rink there?
Oh, hell yeah,
Mid-
dude. It was on the bed.
Yeah, it was on the
Really?
bench. All right.
I
all
went
right.
to one.
Elaborate.
Gabby
Gabby.
Melvin.
This feels
I
like
forgot
a
you dated
Hallmark
her.
movie in the making.
Was she just like, hey,
It is.
No,
this
her
isn't
friend,
working out.
her
She skates
friend,
away.
her
Just
friend
like-
did it for her.
I went to Skate Escape one time, and there was this kid who's like some.
Shout out to Skate Escape, by the way. That place was the shit.
Fuck him. I'd rather get crazy bread from Little Caesars than smoke weed all night. Fuck him. I'm not a fucking 10-year-old. I went one time, rolled up my sleeves, and there was like some guy that my friends were like, oh yeah, he's an asshole. So I tried like catching up to him on roller skates and almost fell to act tough. And I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of this place. I was just like, no, it's tough on roller skates. Like I'm trying to ride the
So,
guy
just
down.
a
He was in the circle.
Just a brief little thing about it. How'd that go down?
Oh, dude, her friend broke up for her.
Oh no.
She was like, "Hey, Jake, Gabby doesn't want to go out with you anymore." And I'm like,
Oh.
what? She doesn't want to go out with me anymore. And yeah, I remember I walked home. It's like 11:30 at night, starting to snow a little bit.
Rollerblading home.
And I was walking home, and like I had my iPod
no.
Touch, and
Oh, that's when you okay. This is the
Dude.
time where you really get in your feels, people. When the iPod Touch came out,
And the song that had just come out about that time, like a month prior.
was somebody that I used to know.
No, it was Grenade by Bruno Mars. And I was
I
walking home.
remember doing
no.
the same thing.
And
except
let me
you were
guess.
a rich kid. I had an iPod Shuffle.
I stole my iPod Touch. Okay?
iPod Shuffle. That was.
So that's
good
why I
too.
had it.
I stole.
square
Yeah,
itch.
yeah, the square ones. Yeah.
I stole. Okay, I didn't buy it. I stole it from
Catch a
some
grenade for
dude.
you.
Yeah, and I remember going home and like I stood at that bridge and looked out over the river, foggy,
I
and
was
I.
not much of a cuck, Nick. I stared at the river
It
with
was
my
like a-
iPod playing I'll catch a
Listen,
grenade for
listen,
you.
that's a-
Go fuck yourself.
listen,
Jake.
that's
you
a
don't even have your
breakup.
gun today. I'm not scared of you
Jake,
anymore.
Jake, that's a breakup movie scene.
It is. Yeah, I
Essentially.
felt. I
Oh my
was.
God.
So you felt it at that moment.
Oh, yeah.
You're like,
I was-
okay.
I felt it. And a friend broke up for her
Yeah.
at Skate Escape.
I remember, like, in middle school, I had this this relationship. You know how it
Yes.
is. And so my breakup song, my go-to breakup song was, or like, if I was just starting that relationship, I have to do air quotes every time I say it.
It's okay.
And it was always Amanda by Boston, but I would always change the name Amanda to
the
whoever-
person.
whoever-
girl. Oh,
So
you
when
went through
when
one
I'm
of
just
those.
listening to that song, I'm constantly changing the name from Amanda to whoever I have a
Other
crush
people's
on.
names.
Hell yeah.
Damn, you
So-
couldn't even change the song. It was
so-
that good.
So very brief. My first, I call it my first relationship because I mean it was like almost a year, believe it or not.
It was
Like
a sister.
in 8th grade. In 8th grade,
It was
and
really awkward in the
I got
morning.
broken up with
Sneaking into your own
at this
room.
point in
Like,
time,
my mom can't catch you here.
at this point in time, somebody that I used to know had recently just come out.
Oh my god.
I went to a friend's house. I had my iPod Shuffle,
Oh yeah.
and I listened to that song on repeat the entire damn night. Too bad that he was like a one-hit wonder, seriously. But just, I mean, we can all relate to that. That was a time where like we all did that same stuff.
I
Yep.
bet he painted his face too to match the music video.
Yeah, just
He's in the mirror like, used to know.
Yeah, no, but I remember listening to that song countless times. So yeah.
Mom goes like to the ceiling of the downstairs floor, starts banging it with a broom, goes, "Shut the fuck
No,
up!"
there's splattered paint just like this, just like how there is in the video.
Pollock now?
Just- Shut up.
Good reference. Jackson Pollock's the guy who did that.
I know.
Fuck you. It was a good reference.
Jake, do you want to plug your music so we don't forget?
Ah, yes, please.
oh yeah, SoundCloud.com/Jake Riley.
Jake Riley.
I'm on every platform that there is known to man.
So
You
Facebook,
punk-ass motherfucker.
Fuck
Facebook,
yeah.
Instagram. Do you have Twitter too?
No,
Oh, okay. So Facebook,
it's
Instagram.
X now.
Yeah,
X.
they got rid of Twitter.
Oh, I don't have Twitter or whatever it is now.
Fucking
so I'm
old
sorry.
man. Get with the program, man.
I'm sorry. I just have.
Anyways, I don't have
Instagram, guys.
I don't have Twitter.
Everybody's on MySpace.
My
on my profile on MySpace.
I got my top 7. Yeah. Man,
man. Yeah, SoundCloud.
Yeah, we
progress.
promised merch. I keep saying
we
this,
have merch
and
now. We have merch. It's not up on a site yet.
We do, and I keep feeling so bad because I think I've said this for what seems like 10 episodes, but it's only been 2.
It was already in the intro.
We're working on it. It's in the
Sponsored
progress.
by Spring.com.
Oh,
Unleash
it
your
was.
creativity
Okay.
with
All right.
Spring.com.
But regardless,
/ the Snapback Pod.
it's coming, and we'll continue to work on it.
Stuff it.
It's coming. Stuff it.
Any-
Stuff it.